Welcome to the Diary of the Pan-African Preacher. There's an African proverb that says a wise man fills his brain before emptying his mouth. In a few days, I will travel to Western West Africa Episcopal District of the African Methodist Episcopal Zion Church. As I prepare my notes, sermons, and workshop materials, I found myself wrestling with an unexpected conviction. Perhaps the most important thing I can bring home from this conference will be not another sermon, but another question. Too often, we mistake movement for mission and speaking for service. We assume that because we have traveled, we have learned. Yet the ministry of Jesus reminds us that listening often precedes his teaching. He listened to blind Bartimaeus before restoring his sight. He listened to the Samaritan woman before revealing himself as the Messiah. He listened to those on the road to Emmaus before opening the scriptures to them. James offered timeless counsel when he said, everyone should be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to become angry. As I journey into Ghana and gather with brothers and sisters from Togo, Liberia, and Cote d'Ivoire, I do not merely want to present ideas. I want to understand lives. The church in West Africa is living through remarkable change. It is serving rapidly growing cities, ministering to the world's youngest population, confronting economic uncertainty, navigating linguistic diversity, and proclaiming Christ in societies full of both opportunity and challenge. So I intend to ask questions. What are the greatest pastoral challenges facing local churches? What keeps bishops awake at night? What inspires younger clergy to remain faithful? How do our Francophone and Anglophone churches enrich one another? What does reparative justice mean when viewed through African eyes rather than Western debates? These are not simply interview questions. They are acts of discipleship. Every answer has the potential to deepen my ministry, sharpen my doctoral research, enrich future sermons, and strengthen the witness of the Pan-African Church. An African proverb reminds us, the one who asks questions cannot avoid the road. Wisdom belongs not only to those who teach, but also to those humble enough to learn. Pan-Africanism is not merely the exchange of ideas, it's the exchange of understanding. It is built through relationships before resolutions, through listening before leading. If we are serious about serving the present age, then we must first understand the people whom God has called us to serve. When I arrive at this biennial conference, I hope to speak when invited. But more importantly, I hope to listen with intention, humility, and expectancy. For I have learned that God often speaks through the voices we are too busy to hear. Perhaps the greatest ministry we can offer one another is not always a word from God, but an attentive ear through which God's voice can be heard. Ashe.